The Hunger Games is a science fiction and action movie that was released in 2012 and was a massive success. The movie generated almost $700 million across the globe. It's a story in which two kids from every district of the country are randomly chosen by a yearly lottery. The unlucky two who are chosen have to move to the capital, the richest city of the country, where they'll have to put on a show in an hyper-technological arena in which they have to fight until death. The winner of these so-called Hunger Games is covered in fame and money. That being said, the movie clearly illustrates the inequality between the rich and the poor through the illustration of two very different lifestyles. In this presentation, I will analyze the theme of the movie and the choice of editing, sounds, and music. So first of all, while there are a few, the major theme of the story is how the richest people have all the power over the poor. In fact, the story happens in a futuristic era where the government is controlled by a dictator and the population is divided in two clearly identified groups. The rich people who live an abundance life in the capital and the poor workers who have almost not enough food to survive. We can clearly see the inequality between these two groups when the protagonists, Katniss and Peeta, go to this rich city to participate to the games. When they arrive, they are treated as stars and they can have anything they desire. We can see the reaction of surprise of these two characters because they are not accustomed to these types of treatments. We can read in David Thompson's review of the movie, and I quote, "Every year, the ruling class puts on a show. Teenagers from 12 districts are selected at random to engage in mortal combat. This proves us that the ruling class, as he says, uses this event as a simple entertainment show. The inequality clearly exceeds the money. It's also about power and army." As for the editing, sounds, and music, I'll start by talking about the editing. The movie contains raw violence since the teen must fight with weapons such as swords, knives, spears, and arrows. However, the editing of the scenes makes it so you can't really see how violent it really is. In fact, they use quick cut scenes to hide pretty much all the violence. As we can read in Amy Biancoli's review of the movie, she tells us that the use of these quick edits really reduces the impact of the bloody deaths caused by knives and spears. As for the music, I found it very good. It adds a lot of suspense in some situations, like when Katniss is chased by the District 1 and 2 kids. In this scene, she has to escape really quickly by running through the woods and climbing trees. And I think the choice of music for this scene really adds up to the level of suspense. For the sounds, they are very well chosen and very realistic. A good example would be when Katniss cuts the beehive from the tree. The sounds almost make it so the viewer feels the bees. So to conclude, the theme is very present all along the movie. There is clearly no equality whatsoever between the population. The power is concentrated all in the hands of the richest. Also, the editing is well done to adapt the movie for a young audience. As for the choice of music, it's really well adapted to the scenes and clearly amplifies the emotion of the viewer. In brief, I think the movie was a success and I recommend it.